Welcome to Random Select. Please enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back in to the Random Select podcast. And yes, it is time to get to work. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with you, man. This is Mario. You're inside the Random Select podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Beat Break 87 FM, Atlanta's independent news station where music and talk radio lives. No matter where you guys at, and whether you in the gym or you just getting off work or you sitting at the crib, chilling out with a glass of wine, listening to your man, I truly appreciate it. I don't ever want you to think that I don't appreciate it, because let me just tell you guys, I do. So yeah, thank you. This is a fresh new episode. I truly appreciate all the love and all the support from social media. Don't forget, we out there in them streets, people. We out there everywhere in them social media streets. Don't forget, you can also go to beatbreakradiofm.com, where you can catch all the good stuff that's going on in the community. So don't forget, you know what I mean? We out there in those digital streets. And don't forget, you can also go to therandomselect.com, people. I'm trying to get new, fresh, get all the episodes uploaded, all the past episodes, and, you know, just everything on demand and all of that good stuff, you know what I mean? And like I said, don't forget that we are definitely out there in those digital streets, Facebook, social media, everywhere, you know what I mean? Just we trying to do it all, you know what I mean? So if you're out there and you see us, leave a like, leave a comment, let us know that we doing something good, we doing something bad. Either way it go, interaction is truly appreciated. You feel me? All right, and don't forget that you got my man DJ, you got my man the Jeffrey's Moody Show. You know, it comes on from 3 to 6. Don't forget that, people. The Jeff is Moody Show with DJ Natural. They're out there grinding. They're out there getting it. So don't forget, you know, that's my man. He's shown me support from day one with him being on the station. You know what I mean? So yeah, hey, and don't forget the Traffic Mix with DJ Natural. All that's my man. Make sure you tune in so you can get that bell, you know what I mean? You know, he's spitting that hot shit when you hear the bell. When you hear the bell, then something good has popped off. So you keep listening. That's my man. Come on a little bit before me. So yeah, y'all keep it locked to the Jeffrey's Moody Show. You know what I mean? That's my dude. So you talking about a positive brother, hard working brother. Hey yo. You know, listen, it's out there, people. You gotta want it, gotta go get it. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's get into today's topic. We're gonna be talking about quite a few things on today's show, and I just want to make sure that it don't get lost on what's going on. Excuse me if it seems like I'm all over the place. I'm like doing 50 different things while I'm trying to talk into the microphone, trying to control the board, trying to make sure the video is right, trying to make sure the graphics is up. You know what I mean? You know, just bear with me. I'm gonna get all this right. So now, but I'm about to get into what we going, you know, a quick little rundown of what we're going to be talking about on today's show. In this first segment, I definitely want to be talking about coexisting with someone that you love. You know, coexisting is not a cool thing. Coexisting is something that literally takes away from you and that person loving potentially other people. When you get into a point where you've made your relationship so dependent on the other person, whether it be the financial reasons, whether it be co-independency, whether it be, you know, dysfunctional bipolarism, whatever the situation may be, and that y'all really ain't loving each other, but y'all there for whatever particular reason. You know, we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. I also want to talk to the parents and ask parents, are we losing our kids? Are we losing the battle? I don't want to say losing our kids, but are we losing the battle to be parents? Are we getting to the point where other people are telling us how to raise our kids, and other people are telling us what forms of discipline, what forms of education, what forms of morality, what forms of religious should our, that should be done to our kids, should be given to our kids. I want to talk about that. And we're just going to talk about some things in the news, some crazy stuff that I see going on in the world that's just, kind of out there. And I kind of want to ask this question too. We're going to talk about it at some point in one of these segments. Is it getting to the point where it's cool for men to get cosmetic plastic surgery? And this is brought on about a story that Gucci Mane and his girl, kind of had, I guess couples liposuction together. And I'm saying, with all these damn women out here getting all this stuff done to make them look beautiful, to make them look like they got flat stomachs and abs and all that stuff, is it okay for us men to start getting on that bandwagon? Or for you as traditionalist people, for men, has that gone too far? Truth be told, if we're just not hearing about it, that means men been doing it for a while. So, but I guess I need to ask the question, is that too far? Or do you think that if women can get stuff done to their bodies, so can men? So, and we're going to talk about quite a few other things along the way. So this is the Random Select, where we just pick random topics and we just discuss them. It's go fast and it's furious and it's honest and it's out there. So sit back, relax, hang out with your man, and let's get into this first particular subject. So, coexisting. That's pretty much what I want to discuss right now. How do we do that? How do we make coexisting work? And should coexisting work? And is that cool? Is it not cool? I mean, how we doing this? You know what I mean? That's the question we gotta ask ourselves. You know what I mean? So, I've had a situation where I've been, coexisting with a person, coexisting in a relationship, coexisting in a situation. And I'm trying to tell you, it's a sucky, it's a fucked up existence, to be honest with you, because y'all at that point where y'all like that in between, you're not quite in a relationship, but you hasn't quite let it go either. You don't have the traditional ways of looking at the relationship, but if somebody else decided they wanted to jump in, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Ultimately, coexisting is a dangerous kind of way to exist, because all you're doing is setting up you guys self to be hurt, or set up you guys self to hurt somebody, because you guys need to make a decision on what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? You can't keep trying to straddle that line, as your mama them like to say. You can't have your cake and eat it too, which is a dumbass saying to me, but for the whole reason, if I bought the cake, I intended to buy the cake to eat it. So just one of them saying that don't make sense, but that's neither here nor there. Let's just try to stay on topic. You ADD motherfucker Mario, stay focused. But the reason I say all this is to say that if you stand with somebody, if you set your life up to stay with somebody for financial reasons, and it's because y'all have set your life up, they pay half the bills, and right now, if they was to leave right now, it'll put you in a bad way. You might potentially lose your house, lose your car, might not be able to pay for daycare or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what coexisting means. It means that you guys are staying with each other for every reason except for the reason that probably should bond you guys, which is love, caring, trust, respect, honesty, and things of that nature. But you're not staying with each other for that reason, because sometimes life happens. Let's just be honest. Sometimes life happens, and sometimes you don't realize that you've been dealt a badass hand until you actually trying to play that hand. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with my throat. But when you trying to play that hand, you try to play it to the best of your ability, but you realize that it's still a fucked up hand. You know what I mean? You still realize that no matter what I do, I can play this hand long enough just to keep a seat at the table. But ultimately, I know I'm playing this hand that's not going to win anything. It'll keep me in the game, but it's not going to win. And ultimately, I feel stressed playing this game. Ultimately, I feel like this hand is just... I'm just at a stalemate. I'm at a standstill. I'm here, but I know ultimately that playing this hand, I'm not gonna win. You know what I mean? And that's a messed up place to be, because sometimes, like I said, life happens, and that person makes a certain amount of money. You only make a certain amount of money, and even with y'all working together and coexisting, y'all barely making it. So if that person decided they want to leave, or you decide that you want to leave, even if you decide you want to leave the person, when you go to your next situation, it's going to be harder, because right now you're missing that money from that person. Sometimes people stay with people because you feel like, if I leave this person, even though I know I'm not happy, I'm not going to find anybody else that could potentially love me or be there for me or do the things that this person doing, right? That's what you say to yourself. But what the one thing that this person is not doing is making you happy. So sometimes you gotta be able to take that leap of faith, and have that leap and that trust in yourself, because you gotta be able to say to yourself, I'm leaving this person and I'm not happy. But when you go be by yourself, you feel that, oh, I'm the type of person that can't be alone. I should have stayed over there. But I'm telling you, being lonely is a better feeling than being unhappy. And I know a lot of y'all out there would disagree with me, but I'm trying to tell you that feeling alone is better than feeling unhappy. Because what's the purpose of having somebody around that you still feel stressed? You still feel like, I gotta watch my words because I don't want to be in an argument with this person. I gotta watch how I move, watch how I step, because it might set that person off. Or when I go home, it's not the fact that I gotta watch myself, it's just the fact that this person finna irritate the shit out of me. This person finna get on my nerve. It getting to the point where I can't stand when I come through the door. This person gets on, just making me feel like my stress levels go up. If you in a situation where you coexisting like that, then why wouldn't you leave? Because at this particular point, it's more stressful to be at home than to be at work. And we all know that if you definitely hate your job, sometimes work is a stressful place, and you come home to relax and unwind and to try to leave those ills and those worries on the other side of the door. But then when you come home and then you have to deal with that same bullshit, and then it's like, I could have stayed at work. And then that's how your mind wander. That's how other people pique your interest, because you trying to figure it's got to be something better out there. But if it's something better out there, then you need to make up your mind that you want to leave. You need to make up your mind that this is what you going to do. This is how it's going to play out, because all you doing ultimately when you coexisting with a person is you're wasting time. That's the bottom line. It's not one of those type of things where you say, oh, I'm using it, I'm trying to wait till I get to a certain point. I'm trying to wait till I get myself together. And ultimately, those are excuses. Those are lies that you're telling yourself, because for one reason or another, you're afraid to make a move. Hell, that person probably afraid to make a move because y'all have entrenched yourself into the other person's life so hard that you feel like it'll just be too hard to get myself off and under this person, get myself off and under this situation. But in the process of doing that, each day that you stay in a situation that you're not happy in, all you're doing is just killing yourself a little bit each time, killing yourself a little bit on the inside. Every day you go home, you just die a little on the inside because you're not happy. And then that tends to, affect every other aspect of our lives when we're not happy. You know what I mean? It tends to make us feel like fuck it, I'm gonna go do this because I'm not happy. What purpose of me going home? And then when you're at work and you're not happy, it makes you just old, ornery, bitter person. I've seen plenty of women who ain't happy at home, always got this permanent scowl on their face, and then you have to go up to them and say, baby, what's wrong? Smile. And then they be like, wait, what the fuck there's the smile about? It'd be like, it's a bright, sunny, beautiful spring day. And then she'll say something, yeah, but the pollen out. You could say it's a beautiful summer day, yeah, but it's too hot. Isn't it a nice warm fall day? Yeah, I had to rake up all these damn leaves. Isn't this a beautiful winter day? Yeah, it's too cold and I gotta rake up the snow. So no matter what they do, they ain't never fucking happy. You know what I mean? And I've been there. I've been that person. I've been there where your personal life is so messed up where no matter what's going on, you just can't see the silver lining. No matter what's going on, you can't see the beauty in it. No matter what's going on, you can't find the joy in it. You know what I mean? Because you're not happy when you're at home. You know what I mean? And that's called coexisting, when you and another person in a situation where you're doing it for the kids, you're doing it for the financial reasons, you're doing it for the dysfunctional reasons, but you're not doing it for love, you're not doing it for happiness, you're not doing it because this person makes you feel above and beyond anybody else, happy, secure, make you feel like that you just want to be with them. You know what I mean? And when that thing plays out, when that thing hits to a point where you feel like it's getting to the point where I'm literally, physically, emotionally, soulfully don't want to be here. That's how dumb stuff happens. That's how you end up, you in the domestic violence happen, because you ain't feeling it no more. So any little thing they do irritate you. So any little thing that irritates you sooner or later is going to get you to the point where you fighting, man. That's how people end up murdering spouses. That's how you end up with those suicide, murder for hire type things, murder, suicide, That's how you end up in all those situations, because you allowed yourself to stay too long. You allowed them to stay too long. You allowed the situation to keep going on until it festers and turns into something that's real negative, real what they saying, what's the word? I'm sorry, real negative and real hostile. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I mean? So when something is toxic that way, and people say, well, we're not fighting, we're not arguing, that doesn't mean it's not toxic. That just means you guys got a quiet toxicity going on. That's all that means. You know what I mean? That's literally all that means, is that y'all toxicity is just quiet. But at some point, it's going to get to a point where it's going to be bad. It's going to get to a point where one day she's going to feel like that she hate the sight of you. One day you going to feel like you hate the sight of them. And it's a bad feeling to come home when you go in your room, you stay in your room, they in the living room. Or every time they come in the room, you feel you got to leave the room because I ain't trying to talk to you. Or every time they talk, whatever they say is just fucking nonsense to you. Or whatever they say just don't make no sense. Or they just go on and on and on talking about shit you just don't give a damn about because you're not interested in it more. That's coexisting, people. You know what I'm saying? That's toxic, because eventually it's going to get to a point where, as they say, pressure bust pipes. Something has to give. And what has to give? That situation between you and that person. That is the one thing that has to give. So I just say to you guys, if you're in a toxic situation, please just get to the point where you got to be honest to yourself. Look in the mirror, have a conversation with yourself and say, this is not working, so I got to do something about it. Don't sit around and hope that they break up with you. You know what I mean? You got to do something, because at the end of the day, people, life is short. That's the one thing that as humans we cannot grasp. Especially when you're young, you think you're going to live forever. But when you start to hit my age, you understand, where has all this fucking time went? Where has it gone? And you still in a situation where you're wasting that time. You on the backside of life if you my age. You got to get up, get out, and get something. You can't keep letting these nights and days pass you by. And you don't want to keep letting the nights and days pass you by in a situation where you ain't happy. You just coexisting. And I'm telling you, from one person to another, if you were fitting the sound of my voice, it's definitely more to life than just coexisting with a person. So be better, do better, find better. And I'm gonna leave that right there, to close that little part out. We almost up against the break. So let me see if I can squeeze one more situation in here. Yeah, okay, one more quick topic before we get to the break. So, this is a stark transition. How come, I got kids, right? I got 6 kids, and it's a balancing act because each one of them kids are different in their own regard. But I got 2 kids that has never been in a hood a damn day in their life. I mean, they've been in a hood, but I'm talking about they've never grown up in it, but they swear they so hood. Putting up posts, saying that, oh, I'm listening to music loud with my window down, such a hood nigga. You're not hood. Why do we provide everything for these kids and then they still want to be from a place that they're not? Why they just don't embrace that they never had the struggle, hustle, or do anything in their lives? They version of hustling is coming down the stairs and creatively trying to ask you for money, creatively holding their hands out. That's their way of hustling. They don't know what it's like to really get out there and get on the grind and get this thing grimy, like, you know what I mean? And some kids do. I mean, depending on what your life is. But I'm just telling you, my kids have not ever had to get out there and hustle like that because I've provided. I wanted to make sure that they didn't have to go through the shit that I went through, you know what I mean? But sometimes what I'm starting to realize is that's a gift and a curse. The gift part is you're able to make sure that they don't go through what you go through, right? That's the gift of it all, and to know that they don't have to struggle. But the curse part is that they don't understand and have an appreciation for the shit that they do get because they didn't have to go through the struggle. You see what I'm saying? You don't want your kids to go through the struggle, but sometimes the struggle teaches you. Sometimes the struggle make you a strong person, and above all else, sometimes the struggle make you appreciate when you come up out the goddamn struggle. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you arise above the struggle, you look back and you realize what you've been through, and you have a deep appreciation for not wanting to go back, or you have a deep appreciation for trying to help somebody else to get out the struggle. Because as people say all the time, the struggle is real, and I'm here to tell you, yes indeed, the struggle is real. But my kids have never been through the struggle, but they for some reason they wanna be able to claim that they was from the struggle. They want to be able to claim that they from the hood, that they're not. They just want to, it's like this whole street cred, this street rep is turning these kids crazy. They want this credibility that they necessarily haven't even earned, haven't been through, don't even know what it's like. They're getting all their street information and all the thing what it's like to be from the hood through rap music and through movies. I gotta tell you, I ain't gotta listen to another rap song a day in my life or see another hood movie to tell you everything it is about the hood, because I was boots on the ground. I was 10 toes down, baby, day one, straight off in the hood. Techwood, the first housing projects of Atlanta. I was raised there. You know what I mean? East Side, Thomasville. I was raised there. You know what I'm saying? Four Seasons, McDonald Heights, raised there. I done ran through some of the toughest hoods in Atlanta. Bankhead, Herndon Homes, Eagle Homes, Somerville. I done been through it all, because that's just what we did. And it ain't nothing that I walk around telling people, oh, this is what I did. Because once you elevate and you rise from it, you really don't talk about it. And sometimes you lay your head down and you say, I thank God that I was able to go through the hood and go through the struggle, because right now what I'm going through is nothing compared to what I went through when I was growing up. This is just a little minor setback. This is just a little stress. This is just a little obstacle that I'm going through. I made it through that. So the hood made me to the point where I feel I can get through anything. And all these kids, run around here committing suicide and doing all that stuff. Our life was 10 times worse than you, and I never even knew suicide was an option. I never knew being depressed was an option. And I'm not trying to dismiss or say what y'all going through ain't real, it ain't right. I'm just trying to say that we had to keep on keeping on. We didn't even know that those were options. Killing yourself. What? Who the fuck gonna do that? I got these bills to pay. I got these kids to take care of. Depressed, can't get up out of bed. Who gonna pay this rent? Who gonna feed these kids? We don't have time to be that particular way. And I'm not saying that we worry, but we just, even through the depression, even through the bipolarism, even through, feeling like you having thoughts of suicide, you had to let that moment pass. Then you had to get up and get off your ass, get out there and make it happen, because you still gotta live, baby. You still got things to do. So I don't understand why these kids feel like they need to be hard, feel like they need to prove to the world that they from somewhere that they not. You are a kid that grew up in suburbia. You've pretty much had damn near everything that you've wanted since you came out the womb. So it's nothing wrong with saying that my life was not hard. There's nothing wrong with saying that my life was okay. There's nothing wrong with saying that my parents have tried to show me a better way. There's nothing wrong with saying that I really didn't have to struggle, but I understand what the struggle was. That wasn't me, but I understand what it was. Don't put yourself in struggles that you were never part of, didn't have anything to do with, and truthfully, you know nothing about. That's my thing with my kids, and I tell them all the time, don't put yourself in something you don't have a clue about, because one day somebody gonna call you on it. One day somebody, as we used to say back in the day, one day somebody gonna pull your card. You understand? And then when you ain't gonna be able to answer the bell, then you gonna be feeling all crazy, or potentially might put you in a bad situation because you run around here claiming stuff that you ain't. You know what I'm saying? One day you're gonna have to live up to it, and then when you ain't gonna be able to live up to it, or you feel you're gonna have to go do something that you don't want to do because you trying to portray this character, portray this lifestyle, portray this hardship, this struggle that you have never been through. Stop that shit. Be who you are. Love yourself. Don't try to be nothing or anything that you're not. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm gonna leave that right there. You know what I mean? That's the first part of the show, people. We up against the commercial break. I want to thank you for hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Beat Break 87 FM. I will catch you guys after the break, and then we might talk about Gucci Man and this potential liposuction that men get. Is it okay for men to get it? I don't know. I don't know if I would ever do it, but I mean, if a man got the money, they got the cheese, got the cheddar like that, why can't he get it? These women been doing it for years. These women do it every year, having tummy tucks, breathless, titty tucks, ass injections. So why can't the men even the playing field? You heard me? All of this after the break.
This portion of Beat Break Radio is only suitable for mature audiences and not suitable for young audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, guys, we're back in from the break. This is your man Mario, host of the Random Select podcast. The podcast is all about thought-provoking talk. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Truly, truly appreciate it. Don't you ever think for 1 second I don't appreciate the time that you're spending with me and the support. Truly, truly appreciate it. We're going into part 2 of the show. The first part of the show, we talked about coexisting and how that's not a cool thing to do, because each day that you're coexisting, you're not truly in the pursuit of happiness. You lose a little part of yourself each and every day. And I know some people get caught up into coexisting because of the kids, because of financial situations, because of dysfunction. It's all type of reasons, but ultimately, people, your time on this rock is short. So you have to always be in that constant pursuit of happiness, true happiness, not materialistic things, because I always say at the end of your days, when you're laying somewhere on your deathbed and you know it's about to be over, God forbid you get a chance to see, death coming, and it just don't, you not some random, some victim of random acts of violence. Nobody ever thought about that Bentley. Remember that time that Bentley I bought? Or remember that house we lived in? No, you always reflect on the time you spent with people. And it's people that you recollect and remember and the things that you did with them. It's never ever, no billionaire ever laid on his deathbed and said, you remember that first billion I made? You know, it's not about that. We get so caught up in chasing things, but we don't get caught up in our own happiness. You know what I mean? So who decide they want to call me right now? That's the Cater Made Dave. I'm gonna have to hit him back because I am in the middle of a show. So Dave, you gonna have to go on chill, player. You gonna have to go on chill. Don't they know I'm doing the show? What's wrong with them? You know what I mean? What is wrong with people? Don't they know? But ultimately, yeah, you got to get to the point where it's more than just about coexisting with a person. And I know sometimes you feel like that if I leave this person, I'm not gonna be able to survive because they pay half of these bills. If they leave me, I'm not gonna be able to survive because they pay half of these bills. You know what I mean? So, and you do it for the kids, and ultimately your kids want to see you happy. You know what I mean? And being in a toxic, abusive, unhappy, unloving, unproductive relationship definitely is not going to make your kids happy. You know what I mean? So yeah, we talked about that. So before we go any further into the next subject, which I was going to talk about Gucci Mane and men and doing cosmetic plastic surgery. I'm still going to get into that, but I got something a little bit more pressing that I decided to bump that back a little bit to talk about. But before we get into that, I want to tell you guys, don't forget to go to beatbreakradiofm.com, where you can find out what's going on with the latest that's going on with the show, what's going on with the radio personalities and things of that nature. And you can click that listen live button. It'll bring you right into where you need to be. And where you need to be, my people, is listening to your man Mario. And don't forget, you can go to therandomselect.com. I'm trying to get the latest episodes of the show up and running, so you could definitely find that up there as well. So don't forget, you could do all of that good stuff. All right, so now we got all of that out the way. Oh yeah, one other thing, don't forget, people, we out there in them digital and social streets. You feel me? So if you out there, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. We out there everywhere in those digital streets. So if you run into us, don't be afraid to holler. I promise you, we gon' holler back. Don't forget to follow, like, share, subscribe, comment to the Random Select Podcast and Beat Break Radio. And we out there, people. You know what I'm saying? We putting in that work, player. You can't never say we ain't putting in that work. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I got a little clip I want y'all to play. You know what I'm saying? I got a little clip I want y'all to see that I'm gonna play. You know what I'm saying? Mario, get your words right. It's Friday, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's the weekend. We about to have a good weekend of sports. We got about to chill. I know it's a little cold outside. I know it. But that's where you find that nice little booth thing. Y'all get all snuggled up. Get that heat going, or potentially cause some heat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Make it hot. Keep it grown. Keep it sexy. You know what I mean? If you're out there hanging with your kids. We got Thanksgiving coming up. I'm going to spend some time with my family that I haven't seen in a while. That's off up in them Carolinas, North Carolina. See you guys soon. We gonna be up there. We gonna be in the house, baby. So it's Friday, so we just trying to have a good show. We just trying to, enlighten you, talk about a few things, get your mind moving, thought-provoking talk. Random Select, baby. It's the show that's all about thought-provoking talk. But what I wanted to talk to you about was right now we got a real messed up thing going on with our black women. You know what I mean? Our women definitely deserve better than what's going on with them right now. We got people snatching up our women by the boatload. You know what I mean? Sex trafficking for whatever reason. Just out walking and out in the, women out and about at stores, and all of a sudden they're going missing. People pulling up in soundproof vans and snatching up women. Hey, people, let me tell y'all something. I saw a meme out there that said all the OGs and all the real dudes out here in the streets, if you see somebody doing something to a lady, you know what I'm saying, you gotta check them. You can't be afraid to check them, because look at it like this, players. What if these was your daughters, your moms, your aunties, your sisters, you know what I'm saying, your cousins? We gotta start looking out for our black women, because this thing is getting to the point where it makes you wonder, is there a war out against our women? And our women definitely deserve better than what they're getting right now. So if you out there and you see something that's not quite right, if you see two 2 plus 2 don't add up to 4. You gotta say something, you know what I'm saying? See something, say something. We gotta watch out for our queens, because they already go through enough hell as it is for the stuff we take them through. We don't need nobody actually killing them, you know, snatching them, putting them in the sex trade, putting them in some type of shipping container, and they end up in Dubai. We don't need that. We gotta watch out for our sisters, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna play this little video clip. It's not that long, it's only about 2 minutes long, and the audio gets a little funky toward the end, but y'all stick with it, you know what I mean? Because what this lady is saying is real, you know what I mean? You gotta understand that what she's saying makes so much sense. Y'all gotta look out for each other. Y'all gotta take your time and understand that it is war being declared against our black women, and our black women deserve better than this. So check this video out, and for the people that's listening on the radio, listen to what she gotta say, you know what I mean?
Hey guys, I just had to stop down in the middle of my day because there's something so important that I want to draw attention to. We're not hearing enough about how we, women, black women, are under attack. 75,000 women and young girls have just disappeared. And if you ask me, not enough people are talking about it. It should be all over the news, all over the radio. These are sisters, mothers, wives. Our babies are just disappearing. Sex trafficking and human trafficking, human organ trafficking is at an extreme high. This is not random. This is big business that we're talking about. It's intentional, and people in high places know about it. We have got to be alert. We got to be cautious, and we got to be diligent, because our lives depend on it. So I want you to do what I do. I mean, I'm literally, call me crazy when I'm out with my children, but I'm always watching. You have to be. When you leave Walmart, or you leave Target, or you leave the supermarket, where did you park? Okay, what cars were next to you? What cars are next to you now? Are there vans next to you? Because you know what they're doing? When you go to get in your car, they're opening the side doors, jumping out, injecting these women, and they're paralyzed, and that's how they're snatching them. We've heard it from sex trafficking victims that that's exactly what happened. Out of the blue, someone grabbed them, injected them, and that's all they remember. Also, they're putting things on your front window. So now you get in, you get out your car, you go around to grab it off your front window, and that's how they're getting you, or your back window. They have these little black snip ties. They put them on your car, and you're saying, what is that? Let me get out and take it off. Forget about it. Leave it. Who cares? It's material stuff. If there's something on your window, you drive home, you drive to a safe area, you go to a well-lit area where there's a lot of people, then you take it off. But do not fall for the okie doke. Your life depends on it. And I want you to make sure you send this video, send this message to every woman that you know. We've got to take care of ourselves. We got to look out for us, because the media doesn't seem to care as much as they should. We're not the leading story of the day. And I think that's what these sex traffickers are counting on, that people are not valuing the lives of black women. Please send this to your child, send this to your mother, send this to your sister. We have got to be diligent, and we've got to be cognizant. Pay attention, be alert. I love you.
All right, people, as you see, she's kind of letting you know, it's not kind of, she's letting you know what some of the tricks that these people like to use. Women, if you're out there, please take some time. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to, what may be going on. If you see just vans, parked next to your vehicle, if you see vans parked in your general area, if it's late at night, or if it's in the middle of the day, somebody trying to sell you something, or somebody has put something on your car, don't be in a rush to just take it off, because these are some of the things they're using, and I don't know what they're injecting the ladies with to make them be paralyzed, and then they throw them into the van. But my God, these are some sick bastards. We got to get them off the street. We gotta just make sure that they know that we ain't gonna keep tolerating this. You can't take it to do our women any kind of way, you know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna fly. No, we not gonna stand for this, people. It's messed up that these women have to deal with this. It's messed up that they have to go through all of this nonsense and deal with whatever they dealing with on a day in, day out basis, you know what I mean? And then have to deal with everything that's going on too, you know what I mean? It's just ain't cool, you know what I mean? Our women definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, deserve better than what they're getting, you know what I mean? I mean, and I saw a thing about doing Super Bowl when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, saying that they giving like 13 grand for girls of a certain age and people going missing. So many women went missing during the Super Bowl. I mean, it's an epidemic, and not just for sex trafficking. They're taking these women so they can harvest their organs and things of that nature. Remember the little guy down in Florida that ended up being found dead? He was rolled up in like the play mats, the little mats they be having in the gym. They found him dead. Then when they went to exhume his body to see what really happened, they found that his organs were missing. Then there's another guy who came from Atlanta. He was going out west, to California to try to, I guess, be an actor or something like that, or get his music career or something like that together. He took him a trip to Las Vegas, and they found him out in the desert some damn where with his eyes missing, heart, lungs, all type of stuff. They don't care. The value of human life has declined so much. People just don't care. To them, it's legitimately a business. They don't give a damn about that they're taking away somebody's father, mother, daughter, sister, brother, cousin, family member that people love. They don't care about that. All they see that person is just money. They getting $5,000 for kidneys, $10,000 for lungs, eyes, hearts, all type of stuff, bone marrow, and just all type of stuff that they wouldn't be able to get through conventional channels and conventional methods. They're not waiting for people to die anymore, people. They are speeding up the process. They are killing you to make sure they get to what they need, and what they need is your vital organs. And then if they're not doing it for the vital organs, they are taking the girls and they're putting them into the sex traffic trade, which is a damn shame. You know what I mean? We got to do better, because our women deserve better than this. We as people, as black men, definitely got to protect our black women. Protect any woman if you feel that they're being, kidnapped and taken away from their loved ones. Because I got 4 daughters, and just the thought of somebody just randomly taking my daughter out of society, out of circulation, because of something they want, because they want my daughter's organ, because they want to put one of my daughters into the sex trade. I'm telling you, I'll be ready to go to war. I'll be ready to strap up, and then let's just get to it, because my daughter shouldn't be able to go to Walmart and never come back home to her daughter again. Then my granddaughter is left without a mother. That can't happen. Our women definitely deserve better than this. You should not be able to just go somewhere, then all of a sudden somebody roll up in a van, inject you with something that nobody sees this, and just throw you in a van, and then that's the pinnacle of your existence, because we never see you again. So many women have gone missing, and she's right. The news, the media just don't cover this the way that they covered Natalie Hollowell. And I'm sorry that happened to Natalie Hollowell, but our black women are being abducted by the boatloads, put into the sex traffic trade by the boatload. And nobody's really talking about it. Nobody's really batting an eye at it. And I'm not saying not everybody, because I'm pretty sure there are some people who truly care in law enforcement. There are some people who truly care inside of the media, but it's not a major thing like you think it should be. We should make it where it is hard for these people to do, but these people run around and they do take these women, and they could do it because nobody's really paying attention to them. You know what I mean? And a lot of people think that's just a black woman being taken away. So we shouldn't allow that to happen on our watch. It should never be that's just a black woman taken away. You know what I'm saying? That black woman is somebody's mother, somebody's sister. You know what I mean? It's a person that means something to somebody. And we got to make sure we stop this. And I know I do a lot of stuff, and I talk about a lot of things, and sometimes I try to bring a little levity to it, try to bring a little comedy to it, or try to make light of a situation and stuff like that. But in this particular aspect is nothing you can make. It's no making light of this particular situation. It's just not, because it's nothing funny about it. You know what I mean? It's just nothing funny about it at all. So I don't know what to say. I just can't imagine one day somebody calling me up and saying, "Hey, look, you talk to your daughter," and they say that the last time she said she was going out to Walmart, and I can't imagine how this would play out. You know what I mean? That it's almost sickening when you really think about it, because they already go through so much. They already is a black woman, as I heard somebody say, I think it was either Farrakhan or it was either Malcolm X, say the black woman is one of the most mistreated women on the face of the planet, and it's true. And now we got people taking them off the street like they just stray animals, or they pit bulls or something to be mixed breed, so you can make a different type of animal. This shit is sickening, man. I'm just saying, we gotta bring attention to it. We gotta make people understand that now we gotta be looking out. I don't care if I don't even know you, ma'am. I don't know you like that, but if it's okay, ma'am, there's so much nonsense going on out here. Is it okay if I walk you to your car? And even if you do that, I know they might be apprehensive to that. You just say, hey, look, I just don't want nothing to happen to you, and I want to make sure you get to your car safe, fine, especially if you're coming out to movies and it's late at night and you with a group of people and everything okay. You just say, hey, look, ma'am, I don't mean no harm. I just want to make sure, as a black woman, there's so much stuff going on. Can I make sure you get to your car safe? Can I make sure I watch you drive off safe? Because I don't want anything to happen to you. And I know a lot of people will be apprehensive about that, but we got to do something. You know what I mean? Y'all women, please pay attention. Please, please, please. It's one of them type of things where I don't even know how you just get this message across to the point of how serious it is. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm gonna leave it right there. I just wanted to discuss that real quick and let you see, and let you see what the seriousness of this situation is. We gotta look out for our queens, because they do so much for us, and it's hard to repay a black woman for what she does, and how she hold it down, and how for so long, for centuries, they've been the backbone of us. And the very least we can do is watch out for them and make sure that no harm comes to them, And I just I'll leave that right there. But y'all gotta understand that it's serious. You know what I mean? You gotta take care of we gotta take care of the women. You know what I mean? We gotta do it. We already done put them through so much stuff, so we gotta take care of them. We gotta make sure that we doing our part to make sure that the women are all right. And that's all I say about that, people. We gotta do it. There's no other way we can go about that. Alright. So, switching gears totally from that, this would be the second subject of this particular thing, this show. So don't forget once again that the show does air from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. You're hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Beat Break 87 FM, Atlanta's independent news station where music and talk radio lives. And don't forget, people, catch my man, the Jeff is Moody Show from 3 to 6. And then don't forget to catch that Traffic Mix with DJ Natural. I think it comes on around 5 p.m. She gonna have you bumping and forgetting that you stuck in traffic on 285, forgetting that you stuck in traffic on that downtown connector and the Grady curve. She gonna make you forget all of that, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna be rocking in your car. And don't forget, my man, if he's listening, stick around, let him ring the bell, you know what I mean? So and shout out to the Beat Break Morning Show, and all the people that's responsible for that, and the architect Sean Garvey. Shout out to all of those people, you know what I mean? So at some point I'm gonna get the crew back together. Decatur May Dave, Frost Giant Will, Jack O'Dan 36, D Jack, what up D Jack? We gonna get all together. We gonna talk about some stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since the crew been all together on the podcast, on the radio show. So look out for that as well. I'm gonna have a few surprise guests coming up, so y'all keep your ear tuned out for that. And also, ladies, talking to all my ladies, I am looking for a female co-host that would love to be on the show, love to just come in here, give some thought-provoking talk, act silly as hell with me, kick them ideas back and forth. We go back and forth, we have some fun, we have some arguments, we have some agreeances, you know what I mean, where we agree, and then we're gonna have some disagreeances. That's just the way things work. We're not gonna always agree, but if you feel like you want to be a part of the Random Select and you out there and you listening, more information coming on that. Just stay tuned, listen. We gonna be out there. I'm gonna get me a co-host off up in here, preferably somebody who got a good sense of humor, somebody who witty, somebody who understands how to bring a little levity to a situation. Sometimes can't be serious all the time, you know what I mean? So yeah, stay on the lookout for that as well. So one last subject before we get up out of here. The show will be halfway over after this, then we're gonna roll off into the break. I want to talk about and yes, I know I said I was gonna talk about Gucci Mane, but I'm gonna push that to the next segment. When we come after the break, I'll get into that. But I also want to get into about how we as men have gotten to the point where now we different, right? And I got an admission. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Mario has an admission. Mario has something that he want to just come correct on. From looking at men, from looking at my friends, I guess it's two things. I guess I'm looking at it both ways. From looking at some of the female friends in my life and looking at how men are, either one or two things is happening. And I'm going to admit, as men, we aren't the same. The type quality of men for his morals and characteristics of being stand-up dudes has changed. As me and Decatur May Dave said the other day, when WWE had the Attitude Era, once Vince McMahon took away the Attitude Era, it seemed like real life changed. Because when the Attitude Era stopped for the WWE, the bitch nigga, pussy nigga era started in real life. Because we got a bunch of pussy niggas these days. I hate to say that. Lord knows I hate to say it, but it's true. Not only, I guess the cause and effect thing for having a lot of pussy niggas, and it is what it is. Sean, please excuse me. I know this is a little rough around the edges, but hey, it is what it is. Because the guys have become so bitchy, so pussy, it has made the women lower their standards in the type of dudes that they dealing with. Because now I'm looking at a lot of women where I'm going in my 20s, and as they say, my prime back in the day, women are putting up with shit that they would have put up with when I was coming up, when I was about 25. You know what I'm saying? They had songs for it. I don't want no scrubs. You know what I mean? And women live by that, dude. That's a scrub anyway. Nowadays, seem like scrubs is the run-of-the-mill type dude when you think about it. Because I got so many of my friends keep making excuses for the men that they're with, keep calling me, asking me to borrow money. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of money. If your dude can't give you $20, $25, $30, then baby girl, you got to look in the mirror, and you got to, as Cat Williams say, girl, you got to make some life decisions, because that is not the dude for you. So if you laying up under this dude and he can't give you $30, either you better learn how to play with your toys yourself, or you better find another dude to lay up under. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, either the women have lowered their standards so incredibly low, or men are just not the same anymore. Because as a man, let's say you went out, you did your dirt, you did whatever you had to do out in them streets. And yes, I know sometimes us men, we talk out both sides of our mouths, and we'll have a little boo thing on the side. But you gotta understand, that's the little boo thing on the side. At the very least, I'm gonna take care of home. I'm never gonna let that little thing on the side crumble the walls down inside of this house. A lot of dudes are so messy and sloppy that they let the thing on the outside that you have no plans to be with from the get-go, it's just something that you potentially having fun with, or something that you hidden, that you let come in and ruin what you felt is your good thing. And now you want to, do murder suicides. Now you want to kill them, kill the girl that you with, and you want to kill her because she won't let you do her wrong. She won't let you fuck her over. She actually wants someone who's going to love her for her and be honest and faithful and truthful to her. But now you want to act a fool and decide you want to kill her then kill yourself because she won't let you be a fuck nigga on her watch. That in turn, that alone in itself, because you want to turn to that, let you know you a pussy nigga right from the start. Cause I had a situation where I'm gonna admit I wasn't faithful to a woman, and then when she came back and did it to me, I didn't go crazy. I didn't feel like I want to swing on her, hurt her, put my hands on her. I just said simply, looked her dead in her eyes and say, turnabout is fair play. It's only so long you can keep dragging a person through the mud. It's only so long you could keep ripping her heart out. It's only so long you can keep playing games and lying to her and doing all that collateral damage before it comes back on you. It's only so long before she develops scar tissue where it don't even hurt no more that the shit you doing. It don't even hurt her anymore. She just learned to do you how the fuck you've done her. You know what I mean? So, and then when it turns around on you, the shoe is on the other foot, as they say. You can't fucking handle it. But you expect to just keep dragging her through the mud, dragging her, raking her over the coals and telling her, baby, I'm sorry. She's supposed to just handle it and forgive you. But when your time comes, you want to kill her, then turn around and kill your damn self. Definition of a pussy nigga. That's why I say, women, I am on record right here, right now, admitting men aren't what they used to be. Or should I say some men. But at the same time, women, you play a role into this. You got to understand that you play a part in it. Because you've lowered your standards so much because you feel like you don't want to be alone. You lowered your standards so much because you feel like you need somebody in your life to help you pay these bills. You lowered your standards so much because you feel that he's the only person that could possibly ever love you, that you let him get away with murder. And because you've made this semi become the norm, this is the only type of dude that you've learned to develop eyes for. This is the only type of dude that you've learned to develop a tolerance for. Somebody come along and treat you good, oh, he's soft. Oh, he'll sucker. Oh, he let me run all over him. But somebody who come along and treat you bad, you can't get enough of. You feel like you gotta have him in your life because he spend a little money on you, because he pay a few bills, you let him get away with murder. So some of y'all, not all of y'all, gotta understand that you play a part in it too. You can't play a part in it and then complain about the part that you play. You can't play a part and and then complain about the outcome of what you done. You know what I mean? But yes, I am officially going on record to say that I officially say to you women, and I'm looking dead into the camera as I'm saying this for the people on the radio. You can't see me looking into the camera, but just imagine me looking into the camera. But I am looking into the camera, and I'm telling you that I admit that men aren't what they used to be. But I also recognize that women aren't what they used to be either, because y'all have lowered y'all standards so low that a half a piece of shit of a man looks like a catch to you. You don't take the time to get to know the man. You don't take the time to make sure that that man deserves to be sleeping with you, deserves to be spending time with you, deserves to be around your kid. That's why so many of these dudes get to know y'all, then they end up molesting your kids, because you don't even know him like that. You let him move in too quick because he was willing, want to help you watch your kids, want to help you pay these bills. You don't know him, and all of a sudden now you're on TV crying saying he shouldn't have done this to your kid. That no man should ever molest a kid. Don't get that twisted. Don't send me not saying that he's saying that man, because I let him live in, that he should have molested my kid. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you open up the door to pedophiles and people like that because you didn't take the time to get to know these particular people. Lady, raise your standards. And if he ain't what you feel that you need in your life, you gotta learn to take a hard pass. It's okay to be lonely for another 6 months till you run into the right person. Loneliness will never kill you, people. Loneliness won't kill you, but having a wrong man in your life, that he come in and he break your heart and do stuff to your kids, that's the type of stuff you never forgive yourself for, because you're going to be saying, I should have saw this coming. And the truth is, 90% of the time that is absolutely correct. You should have saw it coming. All right, that's all I wanted to put out there. I'm gonna leave that right there. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with your man Mario. Half the show is already over. When I come back after the break, finally I'm gonna address Gucci Mane and his alleged liposuction. Him and his wife got matching liposuction, matching couples plastic cosmetic surgery while they was in Colombia. So we're gonna talk about that. Should men do that? Can men do that? Or are we at a point in the world where it really don't matter? You know what I mean? Or you one of them type of people that believe that a man should be a man, or you should work your fat and your stuff off the old-fashioned way by getting in the gym, getting in there and hitting it. All of that coming up and a little bit more after the break. You listen to the Random Select podcast right here on Beat Break.
This portion of Beat Break Radio is only suitable for mature audiences and not suitable for young audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, guys, we're back in from the break. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Beat Break 87 FM, Atlanta's independent news station where music and talk radio lives. Guys, whether you're getting it in at the gym, you're coming home from work, you're stuck in that traffic, or you're just at the house chilling, sipping on something real nice and smooth. And for those of y'all that like to put a little something in the air, those who doing that, thank you for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate it. Don't matter where you're at, as long as you're hanging out with your man right here on Beat Break 87 FM. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk. Don't forget, people, don't forget that you can go to therandomselect.com, catch all of the past episodes of the podcast. I'm doing my best to get them all loaded up as fast as I possibly can. So don't forget to go there, and don't forget you also can go to beatbreak87fm.com. And don't forget, people, we're out there in those digital streets. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. We everywhere. So if you see us out there in them digital streets, don't forget to holler, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, subscribe, share. Let us know you out there. Let us know that you rocking with us and you appreciate the grind that we got. You know what I mean? The hustle and the inspiration that we got. We truly appreciate every little bit. You know what I mean? So we out there. Don't forget that. In the first part of the show, we talked about how it ain't cool to coexist. We talked about how if you coexisting every time, every day, you're taking a little bit from yourself, a little bit from that person, ultimately all you doing is just wasting time. That time you spending in that situation where you coexisting, where you're not doing a damn thing, you're just pretty much being that hamster running on that wheel, being a part of the daily rat race, but you're not trying to ultimately pursue happiness. Then you're wasting time. You're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing the person that you would a disservice. And I know that a lot of us, we stay together for all type of reasons, whether it be dysfunction, whether it be financial reasons. I mean, it's a lot of reasons that we stay with people, for kids, for whatever. But ultimately, if you're not happy, if you feel like going home is like one of the worst things that you want to do, you hate it going home even more than you hate your job, then you got some problems on the home front that you probably need to address. It's better to walk away and be lonely than to be with somebody that you feel stressed out about. Nobody ever truly died for loneliness. And then a lot of times we say, oh, they died from a lonely heart, they died from being lonely. But nobody would ever truly physically die from being lonely. But you could physically suffocate and physically have issues and physically be stressed when you're in a situation where you coexisting and you just can't get out that situation. As I say about marriage, and I'll talk about this another time. You know, some people look at marriage as welcome to the docket, and you wonder what the docket is. Well, I call marriage the docket because at some point you end up on some judge's docket. At some point you end up in some courtroom at some point, whether it be in divorce court or it be you on trial for murder. You know what I mean? So either or, you know what I mean? So you end up on the docket at some point when you become married. So welcome to the docket. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's what we talked about in the first part of the show. Coexisting is not a good thing to be. In the second part of the show, I switched gears. I said I was going to talk about Gucci Mane, which I mean, I'm getting ready to get into that right now. But I had to switch gears real quick because I saw this in between the breaks. I saw this video from this lady who's trying to warn people about the epidemic that's going on with our black women, how they're being, abducted at an alarming rate, being put into the sex traffic trade, being letting their organs being harvested. It's to the point where we as people got to start looking out for our black women, because as I said in that particular segment, our black women deserve better than this. You know what I mean? We got to start looking out for them. And I know that we as black men have probably taken our women through all type of hell, but a way we could pay them back is to start to look out for them and make sure that they not victims of these animals or these wretched human beings that's taking people from their families. Because this could be your daughter, this could be your mom, your cousin, your sister, your aunt. So keep that in mind, unless you the fuck person out there doing this. And then with that being said, then sooner or later your just due coming. Somebody gonna come get you. At some point you're gonna have to see that man. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to pay the piper at some point. But ladies, when you out there and you're shopping and you're out being about and you're hanging out with people, or you're going to meet this new guy, or you're taking Ubers and you're taking Lyft, just pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to what's going on, because it's serious out there now. You know what I mean? We cannot take anything for granted. We always have to, believe what your eyes and see. You know what I'm saying? Trust in your instincts, trust in your gut, but don't trust anybody. You know what I mean? Because it's getting real bad out here, and that's what we talked about in the second part of the show. So yeah, with that being said, let's get right into it. Let's talk about Gucci Mane. You know what I mean? Allegedly, Gucci Mane and his wife went to Colombia, and they got, I guess, matching his and her tummy tucks, liposuction, and things of that nature, right? And I'm not necessarily focusing on the Gucci Mane aspect of this, right? I'm focusing on the aspect of is it something that men should be doing? You know what I mean? That's what I'm focusing on. Is it something that, have we gotten to the point where if women can get the lipo, and get the tummy tucks, the breast reductions, and all of that stuff, the question begs is, should the men be doing it too? You know what I mean? So the question is, have the world changed to the point where it's going to become the norm for men to be getting cosmetic surgery? Because as they say, allegedly Gucci Mane and his wife Keisha KR, I think that is, Keisha KR, got liposuction while they was in Colombia. Probably went there specifically to do that. That's all allegedly. I don't know, but I'm not necessarily, like I said, focused on that aspect of it. I'm focused on the aspect of it for the men who kind of got a little weight on them, big around the titty area, the breast area. Is it cool for them to start to go get breast reductions like the women do? You know what I mean? When they can't lose it. For the men who got the little pouches and got things of that nature, and this could have been going on forever, but men never really talked about it. I never really heard about it being like this. Do the men get the tummy tucks? Do they get the liposuction? For one of those men who got one of them John Legend, Arsenio Hall asses, do you go get a little bit, get some ass reduction, get some of that ass sucked out that ass? You know what I mean? Get a little ass sucked out that ass. You know what I mean? Are we to that point where the men can do that. Has the climate changed so much that if you found out, ladies, that your husband wanted to get a procedure that potentially could, take a little weight off him, give him one or two, those six packs back, would you be cool with it? Would you be down for it? Or would you just still be that type of woman that say a man is supposed to be a man, go ahead and do it the old fashioned way, work out, lift weights, jog, run, get into the gym and do what you have to do? Or would you look at your man as being less if he decided to go get liposuction, breast reduction, or tummy tuck? And I sit down and I thought about this and I struggle with this, because to me, for years, right, we thought of lipo, tummy tucks, breast reductions, breast enhancements, ass injections and ass reductions, and sucking fat out your ass, putting it other places in your face, collagen, all that type of stuff. We always, as men, thought about that as woman type stuff. That's the stuff women do to try to enhance themselves, because maybe they had a baby or two, they got their little pouch, maybe because they got a little age on, the metabolism slowed down, or maybe they just was eating too many Twinkies and ding dings and ho-hos, bun buns on the couch, and let themselves go a little bit. We always assumed that was something that women should do, that surely a man wouldn't ever lower his pride, lower his self-worth down to the fact where he's going ahead to get liposuction to try to suck out his fat. I'm pretty sure that men start getting Botox a while, because you heard about some of the stars getting Botox to fill in some of the wrinkles. The collagen injections to plump up their lips and stuff that you've heard over the years that Angelina and Aunt Jolie and all these people doing, Sylvester Stallone and all these people doing this stuff. But what if that has started to become the norm? What if men were filling out healthcare forms for their job saying that I'm gonna have to be off because I'm going to get liposuction for my stomach? Because I don't want to get in the gym, I don't want to work out when I don't have to, because I've been eating too many wings and fries and drinking too many beers and having too much fun. I could just do all of that, and then I know once I save up enough money, or see if my insurance will cover it, I'll just go get me some lipo and then, suck it all out, and then we start it all over again. So I thought about this, and I said that, truth be told, we all have to adapt. We all have to adjust to what is going on in the world right now. And I say this all the time. A lot of times us men can get away with a lot of shit because, let's face it, women, you have lowered your standards. You have lowered the bar as far as what you will deal with, because you feel that it's not enough people out there to deal with to get to that status that you want. So you're dealing with things that you necessarily wouldn't deal with. And that's the same way this is. We got to come to the conclusion, and we got to come to an understanding that the world has changed. The bar for what we consider to be men has changed. The bar for what we consider to be women has changed. The bar to what we consider good relationships have changed. The bar to what we consider normal behavior and not mental has changed. The bar, for how we see children has changed. We got to understand that as the years progress, the bar is constantly being pushed and being pushed forward to a different spot that's kind of worse than where it was. The bar is not going back to original where we say, okay, things are getting back to the way they used to be. If you really look at society, and you really look at especially American society, things are progressively getting worse. People are progressively becoming softer. People are progressively becoming more bitchier, more sensitive. People are progressively not being able to, becoming more adept at blaming other people for their woes, their issues, even though it's clearly their fault. Because I tell Decatur made this all the time. That ability to say, I fucked up, my bad, my fault, is slowly dying in America. Nobody takes responsibility for anything around this country anymore. It's always somebody else's fault. And what even further helps this stereotype, what even further helps push the bar along, is a lot of lawyers encouraging people to sue for every goddamn little thing that comes along. So anytime something happens, whether it be your fault, whether it's directly your fault, some lawyer can make a case to you why it isn't your fault, and make a very good case to you that you're going to get money and blame or sue somebody else when it was clearly your fault. But all they need to do is just circumvent the law and just a little way to convince everybody else around him, including the judge or jury, that it's your fault that Joe stupid ass wastes hot fucking coffee in your lap long after you had drove away and the top was secure because you were too busy fixing your goddamn hair, too busy trying to change the dial on the radio or text, and the coffee spilled, and now you want to say it's somebody else's fault because they made the coffee too hot. I'm sorry, you went there especially it's because you wanted hot coffee. Nobody went to a place and say, man, I'm gonna wait in this line for almost 5, 6, 7 minutes just to get lukewarm coffee. Nobody waits in the line 5, 6, 7 minutes just to get cold ass coffee unless you buy an iced coffee. So I don't understand what the complaint is about your your coffee is too hot. But I digress. I'm getting totally off the point. But the point what I was trying to make is the barometer for what's considered normal and what's considered a real man these days is so clouded and so convoluted. How in the hell do we know what's what in it anymore? You know what I mean? Once the men started wearing the capri pants, the sliding little sandals that the women wear, and once the men started braiding their hair and getting weave and crocheting their hair and all type of stuff, and the skinny jeans and things of that nature. Once you convince the man to wear jeans that's tighter than your girl, if you a man and you out and about and your jeans are tighter than your girl jeans, she can't. You know how women walk around, jeans be so tight look like they can barely get their phone in that back pocket. Sometimes you be looking at it and be like, it's gonna take some work to get that phone out that pocket. That's the way y'all men are starting to look when it comes to these skinny jeans, that it's gonna take some work to get that damn phone out that pocket. And once we started going down that particular road right there, then I knew that has been a fundamental shift. And as me and Decatur Made Dave like to say, this is the era, rise of the bitch nigga. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. This is the rise of the bitch nigga era. We are currently in the bitch nigga era. And when this ends, hopefully we could get things back. But every time an era ends, it's something to come along to take its place. You know what I mean? So I just look at it like this. If this what this man wanted to do, that's well within his rights to do. You know what I mean? If he want to get his lipo, he want to get his tummy tucked, and you want to do it with his wife, and you got the money, you can afford, you made those stacks, you made that money, you got that bag, then hey, look, spend it however you see fit. But somewhere in the back of his mind, Gucci Mane, is a hardcore A representative. He from the A, just like me. Somewhere in the back of his mind, he know that men, somewhere that he would go, they would probably pull his man card, for doing something like this. But would they really pull his man card? Because this is starting to become the norm. This is starting to become what men do. And once you start seeing the men getting the weaves and cutting their hair and trying to be like the women, and all these men are starting to dress like women, where they want to feel like they want to be free and they want to be liberals and they just want to. And I'm not saying that doesn't make you a man. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that at some point, it's got to be a clear, defined line between that's a man and that's a woman. And I'm telling you, every day that we are on this earth right now, as it stands on it's late November 2019 right now. As it stands, the lines are being blurred and becoming even blurrier every day, as opposed to who's who, what's what's acceptable for a man, what's acceptable for a woman. Because at this particular point, men might as well just wear dresses. You know what I mean? Because you got women out there who, I don't know, man. You got women out there who want to walk around and want to be topless, want to make laws where it's saying you could walk around topless, right? But those be those same women who can't understand why this horn dog dude is gawking at her. Don't want nobody to look at you. Don't want nobody to say anything to you. Now, nobody has the right to touch you, and nobody has the right to call you out your name and be derogatory to you. But if you walk out in public and you are topless, it's nothing you could do to stop anybody from staring at you. That's well within their rights. People can look at you because you are putting yourself in a position to be looked at because you are topless. Now, once again, let me be very clear to say nobody has the right to touch you. Nobody has the right to say derogatory things, call you out your name and things of that nature. But people are damn well within their rights to watch you. If somebody follow you around the store just staring at your titties, staring at your breasts, then because it's legal, they're well within their rights. You cannot be mad, because for everything comes an opposite reaction, no matter how good things is. Just like right now with the Uber and the Lyft, those are very good, ingenious inventions that made everything easier for people who don't have access to transportation, and access to vehicles, and don't have access to taxi and cab companies in their cities. Genius, I would say. But just like it's a genius thing, someone came along and making it bad, because you got people now who are abducting people when they come into the lifts and the Ubers and things of that nature. So anything that comes along that's great for our society, people always find a way to mess it up. Same thing with the internet. When the internet is at its best, it's a very good thing. Information can travel at the speed of light. Everything can be done good. But at the same time, you got people who hack, and you got people who got the dark web. You got all type of people who send viruses in your computer. It's always going to be an opposite to everything, no matter how good it is. You know what I mean? So we as humans will take the most innocent and best things in the world, and we are corrupted. We will make it just foul and not right. So I'm saying that we need to change, I guess, our perspective on things. We need to change how we see things, because it's going to become the new norm that men are going to be coming into the doctor's offices, to all these plastic surgeons, all these people, and going to be getting plastic surgery, and that's just the new norm. I don't think it's cool. It's something that I wouldn't do, but that's just me. And over the years, I've had to come to learn, just because I wouldn't do it, just because it's not right for me, doesn't make it a horrible thing. It's just not my cup of tea. And to me, that's the hardest thing I've had to learn. I always felt like if I can't see me doing it, why would anybody want to do it? Well, simply for the simple fact, Mario, they're not you. And everybody don't see things the same. You can have an event and 10 different people can be witness, and you'll get up there and get 10 different stories, because not everybody see things the same. And that's a hard pill for me to swallow. No, it ain't right. Because my son, he's into wearing these skinny jeans. My wife just went and bought him some pants, and he said that they was too baggy. These pants are going to eat up my shoes. That's what he was worried about, that the pants, will come down too low and cover up people not being able to see his shoes. And I'm like, you have got your priorities all fucked up, young man. You know what I mean? And I try to tell him all the time that at the end of the day, you're not going to be judged by that. At the end of the day, as long as your clothes are clean and you're comfortable inside your clothes, but it's like talking to him. I mean, because I would imagine at some point back when we was out in the 90s and we was the rocking the cross colors of the Jordans, I guess we felt that way too. Then at some point we had to grow the hell up. You know what I mean? So it's not for me. But I just can't wait to see that story where we had the man with getting the breast reduction, not because it was for some medical reason, but because it was cosmetic and he just felt he wanted to. I've already heard that some people in alternative lifestyle, men, are getting ass injections where they're getting butt implants just to try to pump their asses up. You know what I mean? So why not these men get out there and get lipo and tummy tuck and collagens and get all type of injections? The women, fight for all type of equal rights, Me Too and all those, and they want to be treated fair. So if that's the case, why can't the men go down the road as the women? You know what I mean? Why not? Like I said, personally, it's not my cup of tea, but to each his own. If he want to do that, then Gucci Man, more power to you. But I know it's a little voice probably in the back of Gucci Mane's head that probably said that I can't believe I'm doing this. And once again, right at the very top of the article, top of the thing, it says allegedly. That doesn't mean that this man actually did this. You know what I mean? But we just, even if he did, so what? You know what I mean? Him and his girl, they doing whatever. Just one more time, quick look at it. Him and his girl, they having a blast. They doing what they gotta do to be with each other, and then so be it. You know what I mean? They doing what they gotta do. Hey, black love, black power, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So, but we gonna have to reshift how we look at things. We gotta reshift how we talk to our kids. How we treat our kids. We gotta reshift because the government is slowly for surely taking over that battle. We losing our kids. Y'all just don't understand. We losing that battle. That's another subject for another podcast. But we losing that battle. You know what I'm saying? We gotta refocus how we look at women and women rights. Got to refocus that. We got to refocus how we look at education. Got to refocus on what we consider to be a good man, what we consider to be a real man. We got to refocus what we consider to be a good woman, a real woman, a good relationship. And so that's a lot of things that you have to kind of let go of, all that old way of thinking, all that old logic, all that old reasoning, and get on board with the new way of what's going on. Now, the new way of what's going on, I'm not saying that it's all right. I'm not saying that the new way is the best way, but I'm just saying you got to wrap your mind around the fact that that's the way it currently is. You know what I mean? And I would imagine that in the next couple of years, plastic surgeons and people who do cosmetic surgery going to tell you that their male clientele is going to rise dramatically. You know what I mean? So just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? All right, we're going to transition out of that into one last quick little topic before we get up out of here for the break. Then we'll be on the home stretch of the show. Let's see what we got to talk about. I didn't want to do that. What is the problem? Okay, yeah, real quick. I just want to say, touching back on the missing women. People, look out for our women, and I know I talked about this in the first segment, and I just want to say that in that little time, you find out that the numbers are alarming, the numbers are staggering, and I just tell my daughters when they out and about, pay attention to your surroundings. Every guy that's trying to talk to you doesn't mean you good, does not have good intentions. I know it's flattering for somebody to come up to you and talk to you because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you want it. It makes you feel like you desire it. But also, if that's the way you gonna feel, you gotta be able to put some logic with that. You gotta be able to look around. You gotta be able to try to process information that your eyes are seeing, that your eyes is telling you, that your gut is telling you. You gotta be able to process the information properly. It's one thing to say that you got the information, but another thing to say how are you processing that information. I just want each and every one of you women to be safe. I wouldn't want any family to have to go through the fact that somebody didn't come home, all because they just didn't take the time to pay attention. Now, don't get me wrong. You guys are not doing anything wrong. You shouldn't have to pay a price of your life or your organs or your sex just because you went to Walmart. Even if you didn't pay attention, this shouldn't be the price that you have to pay. Let me just get that. I'm not saying that you guys are doing anything wrong. I'm just saying pay attention a little bit more so you won't be a victim. Even though you should be able to go to the grocery stores, go to the gas station, go wherever you want without fear or have to worry about somebody injecting you with anything and throwing you into a van. So, but since this is the climate that we're living in at this particular point, this is what we have to deal with. I'm just saying, since it is, be very, very careful. All right, people, we're up against the break. You're hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk, baby, right here on Beat Break 87 FM, Atlanta's independent news station where music and talk radio lives. Coming up after the break, we are on the home stretch, and I'm going to get you guys out of here for the night, and then I'm going to be out of here. But we're going to bring it home and wrap it up real nice and tight, put it all in a nice little bow, and we're going to get up out of here. All right, catch you guys after the break.
This portion of Beat Break Radio is only suitable for mature audiences and not suitable for young audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, guys, we are back from the break. You're hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select Podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk right here on Beat Break 87 FM, Atlanta's independent news station where music and talk radio lives. We're in that home stretch, getting ready to say arrivederci, bon voyage, and aloha to you. So with all that being said, hey, look, truly appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a really good Thanksgiving. Hope that the holidays find you with good people, good food, good memories, all that type of good stuff, you know what I mean? Cause I'm supposed to be going to North Carolina to hang out with my peeps, so I hope everybody get a chance to eat some good food, some really good food, not no fake constituted stuff, some really good food, somebody who's still around in the family that can actually say put their foot in it. I hope you get a chance for that, you know what I mean? So, but real quick before we go any further, people, don't forget to go ahead and check out therandomselect.com. It is there, people. It is up and it is running and it is ready to go. I try my best to get up past episodes of the podcast up there so you guys can feel that. Don't forget, we out there in those digital streets as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all over the place. So if you see us in them streets, don't hesitate to holler, like, subscribe, share, comment. We truly appreciate it, for spending time with us, So don't neglect us. Don't act like you don't know us when you see us in them digital and them social media streets. You know what I mean? Don't be that way. All right, don't be like that. You know what I mean? All right. So the first part of the show, we're gonna make this real quick because this last segment is not gonna be too long because I overran on the first couple segments, but it's okay though. That's what we do right here on the Random Select, baby. We pick a random topic and we just roll with it. We just have fun. We enjoy ourselves, and most of all, above else, we give you thought-provoking talk and we keep it real. Real quick, we talked about in the first segment about coexisting, how it's not cool to coexist, and all you doing ultimately is wasting your time and cheating yourself out of a chance to be happy. In the second segment, we talked about the missing black women epidemic that's going on, where they're taking people and they put them in the sex trade, or they're harvesting their organs, and we just saying, hey, our black women deserve better than this. So if you out there, you see something, say something, look out for our queens. Please, please, please do that. In the third segment, we talked about allegedly Gucci Mane and his wife, when they was in Colombia, when they got matching liposuction sessions, lipos, tummy tucked or whatever. And I just asked the question, have we gotten to the point now where it's cool for men to go get cosmetic plastic surgery, getting their boobs reduced, getting their tummy tucks and getting butt lifts and all type of stuff? If it's good for the goose, It must be good for the gambler. That's what I've always heard. I mean, personally, it's not my cup of tea, but all the women on the Me Too movement, they want equal rights. They want equal things. Don't judge us because we want, cosmetic surgery. We want to try to look good too. We want to try to live our best damn life too. Living my best life. We want to try to do that too. That's what we talked about in that last segment. And right now, we're getting ready to bring it on home. And I guess I saw a meme come across Facebook, and I know I've seen probably things like this before, but it really truly begs me to ask the question, where can you go nowadays and have fun and don't have to worry about people potentially doing a mass shooting? You know what I mean? Because we can't any longer say, oh, that only happens over there, or that only happens here, or that only happens up there, or that only happens down there. No, we can't say that anymore, because it's happening everywhere. You know what I mean? Everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, it's the potential for somebody to have a mass shooting is always there. You know what I mean? So when you think about it, look at it like this. They saying that you can't go to Walmart, get shot. You go to a concert and you get shot. You go to church, you get shot. You go to the movies, you get shot. You go to school, you get shot. You call the cops, you get shot. So either way it go, it seems like the bottom line is you get shot. And I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a little bit, because it's making it where we're going to have a generational recluse kids, and to become even more separated from people than they are already becoming, because people say that social media connects everybody, and to a certain extent, I agree. But on if we looking at this thing, sure enough how it is, like they say, how it sure enough is, looking at it for real, yeah, for real, it really disconnects us, because you can be connected with people digitally. You can be connected with them via the app, via the internet, but what it's doing is detaching you from the actual human experience. It's actually making you feel like it's giving you all this false confidence to be this alter ego behind the keyboards, behind the microphones. You could just say and type whatever it is you feel like you want to type with no repercussions or ramifications. And then when you get out there in the real world, you feel like you feel like you got this confidence, but it really don't work like that. And you can't understand how come you've been met with such opposition, such frustration, and such anger in the real world when you spew the stuff that you're saying in the real world that you spew in the digital social world. Because everybody know to a certain degree, when you're on social media and when you're on all these digital platforms, this is your chance to be kind of that fake you. This is that kind of chance to be that flexing, fludging, fugazi type you. Because a lot of people say, put that little emoji up saying 100% keeping it real. I got news for you. Less than 90% can keep it 100%. You know what I mean? It's only so few people in your world that's actually being 100% completely honest and real with you. And people, I would like to think that I'm one of them people that's bringing the 100% honest and real to you. Me and my man Jeff from the Jeff is Moody Show. Check his show out, by the way. People, come on a little bit before my show. But it's true, man. You can't even go to Walmart, you get shot. Definitely, can't go to church. It's supposed to be a place of worship. Even though, people feel that if I go to church, that's where that little cross on top of the church gives me better reception to God than at my house. And I know the argument people will say is that you just want to fellowship with other people. But sometimes fellowship with other people get you killed, get you shot. You know what I mean? You can't even go to a concert. Go to a concert, you're having some fun, you're trying to blow off a little steam, you're trying to support your favorite artist, listen to some music, just let your hair down and unwind, end up getting shot. You know what I mean? So, and then you try to go to the movies, same thing, trying to support your favorite movie. You might be a Marvel fan, might be a Star Wars fan. You going out just trying to see the latest movie and what you like in your folklore, in that trilogy. You go there, think you're having a good time. saying, wow, this is not the way the story go. They could have did better than this. Whatever your argument is, and then you wind up getting shot. And the only wrong thing you did was go to the movies at that particular time. And that's the hard part to all of this. When you go to these places, you're not even doing anything wrong. You're not in that traditional situation that your mom and them tell you try to avoid. You want to try to avoid hanging around those shady characters, hanging out with your friends late at night, going to these shady parts of town, hanging in these messed up neighborhoods. You're not doing any of that. You're doing regular, normal life stuff. And then all of a sudden, you're a victim of gun violence. You know what I mean? So it's funny, and then I shouldn't even have to bring up the schools, because the schools seem like the most easiest target of all. These kids feeling like they don't have any type of other option, and that's why I say we are making the kids so soft. Tell them that everything should be catered to them. That we're not teaching them conflict resolution. We're not teaching the kids any viable ways of how to deal with any type of conflict. We got to teach them kids it's better options, because you can't have your way. You figure somebody needs to die, the school or your friends, principals or whatnot. We got to teach people better ways of thinking about things. If this particular thing don't go your way this way, how is another way I can go about this to try to make things come out more favorable to me, other than let me go get my daddy's gun and shoot the hell up out the school? Gotta be better than that. But because we taught that everybody deserves a ribbon, everybody deserves a participation trophy, nobody wants to take a L, nobody feels like they should be left behind, nobody feels like they should lose, even though you didn't do anything to get ahead, even though you didn't pass your class, even though you didn't do anything to excel at this particular sport in it, even though all you did was pretty much just showed up. You have no discernible skills whatsoever. You feel that you deserve the same trophy as the guy who put his heart and his soul in, was at every practice, did everything, excel, but you feel you're on the same level as that particular person, because we're telling all the kids that no matter what you do, you're the same as that person when it comes to this particular thing. You're not. I got news for you. I know you guys love to think that everybody, all your kids are the same, that if Tommy just got a trophy, Billy should get a trophy. No, it doesn't work like that. I know if my son didn't put in the work, I will not expect my son to come here and expect a trophy. That's why a lot of things happen with kids, because we're not teaching them how to properly solve issues, how to properly weigh your options, how to properly get to the point where you feel that this is as important as I really think it is. Because right now we're placing so much importance on their social standing that they don't give a damn about the school, they don't give a damn about the friends or whatnot. They just care about their social standing and how people see them. They don't care about their education. They don't care about that in a couple of years, once y'all go y'all separate ways, you probably won't even see these people that you put so much stock into right now. You probably won't see these people that you care so much about, who opinion matters so much to you right now. We are not teaching them to start looking at the big picture. These kids are so concerned with right here, right now, that they got blinders on and they can't see any fucking thing else. And that's a us problem, that we're not teaching kids proper conflict resolution. We're not teaching these kids how to properly diagnose a situation, get the information and process it correctly. And it starts at home. It starts with us parents. You understand? It starts with us. And it's a shame. And then to get to the point where you feel like if you, no matter what's going on, you're trying to do the right thing, you call the police. And the police is supposed to be the people that protect us. Supposed to be the people that get us right and make sure everything is okay. Make sure everything is on the up and up. You calling the police out to your house. And then you're saying, hey, look, the burglars in there. They caught you, asking you, do you belong here? And you're saying, I'm the one who called you. This is my house. But yet and still they want to run the burglar is getting away. The burglar is all out the back door. By the time they decide that, run you and realize that you are the homeowner, you do belong there. The person that they had a chance to catch is long gone because they feel that you don't belong there. You got cops who are supposed to be properly trained going into other people's apartments, not realizing that the decor in here is nothing like yours, the carpet is nothing like yours, the kitchen has, all of a sudden he done came in, broke into your house and rearranged everything, brought new furniture, new kitchen stuff, everything, and you see a black man on the sofa, and then you decide you want to just open up fire. I mean, how should you even have been a cop from the get-go if you can't tell if you in a different apartment? I don't care if all the apartments look the same from the outside. What are the chances are that this man have your same furniture in his house? Explain that to me. What are the chances? So just like you said, go to Walmart, bam, get shot. Go to a concert, bam, get shot. Go to church, shot. Go to school, shot. Call the cops, shot. Go to the movie, shot. You know what I mean? What are we getting to in this country? That now everybody's thought process is, before I go there, is there the potential for me to be shot? And quite frankly, the answer to all of that is yes. No one place is safe. Depending on who decides to spaz the fuck out that day, who's having a bad day, who has access to a gun, who shouldn't have access to a gun, there is a potential that you could be shot. Depending on if the officer having a bad day, depending on if you make too much money and you just look like you belong, but you make too much money and they come up and saying you don't look like you belong here. How am I supposed to look to belong here when I'm telling you that I'm the homeowner? Someone has broken into my house. Can you please do something about it? And they wonder why you lose faith. I'm the type of person who believe we need cops. Without cops, you would really hate this fucking country. You would really hate the state of where you would be if you didn't have cops. I believe in them. I just believe that we should do better. I just think that cops should do better. You know what I mean? Any particular walk of life, we would just want to, just like when it comes to referees in the NFL, we just saying at this particular point, we know y'all gonna make some mistakes. We just ask that y'all don't make the big egregious mistakes. You know what I mean? At this particular point, the NFL referee should be better. At this particular point, with all the training, with all the technology, with all the facts and the figures and the documents and all the data that's out there, cops should be better. But unfortunately, when it comes to cops, there is a human element, because a lot of these people are afraid just by the look and the skin color of people. You understand? And as long as you looking at that and not looking at people by the facts that are presented to you, all you see is a black man. And I know all the stereotypes that he could potentially be a problem, and chances are he's the one that broke into this particular house. And as long as you're looking at things from that way, with the rose-colored jaded shades on, we're gonna always have problems. You know what I mean? So I just say that we gotta do some real fundamental shifts in this country. That's all I'm saying, people. Some real fundamental shifts so we can make sure that everything is okay in our country. All right? I'm gonna leave it right there, people. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with your man Mario inside of the Random Select podcast. It's been another great show, another cool show. Like I always tell you, people, please share. Please let everybody know that we're out here in these digital sheets. We truly appreciate it. Until the next time, people, the Random Select is out. All right, catch you guys next time.